Coming up, the Leva Legacy monoliths are vanishing one by one here in EPCOT. We take a look at the Ratatouille ride entrance construction, and there's a Space Pavilion restaurant behind me here Disney says is opening this year. All that and more on the way. This is Mickey Views News.
All who come to this happy place, welcome.
Now I'm the king of the swingers.
That's what EPCOT is, an experimental prototype community that will always be in a state of becoming.
Hello everyone and welcome to this special episode of Mickey Views News, coming to you live from EPCOT, coming to you live from Walt Disney World here in person, and today we are talking about EPCOT here on Mickey Views News. Right behind me you can see the construction walls where the Leva Legacy monoliths were on the right side, and I say were because they are now completely gone on that side. As I said on the Magic Weekly, it should be pretty easy to get rid of these monoliths since the granite, it's just granite slabs propped up against each other like you get for like a countertop or something like that. So all they had to do is, remove the seal, take each of them apart, and now all that's left is the concrete pedestals that each of the granite slabs went on. So that is probably where we're gonna have to see some jackhammer work and stuff, which is already going on. Some of them it's already been removed. So that work is taking place at night after park hours. So you're not gonna hear any of that during the day or any problems like that. Also, of course, there's those floor lights that would illuminate the monoliths. Those also need to be removed. So we're gonna see the whole pathway removed likely. All of that, if you look at the new entrance art, the pathway looks completely new, completely different, has like a different pattern and everything. So we're probably gonna see all the pathway removed there, the new pathway go in, and then we'll get the new planters and have this brand new sprawling entrance as you go towards the grand and miraculous spaceship. It is just going to look so awesome. You're going to be able to relax. You're going to have some shade with the plants, and you're going to be able to see Spaceship Earth in the distance. It is going to be absolutely beautiful. So they're doing the right side first, and then once that side is complete, then they will switch over and do the left side. And this should all be close to done near the end of the year. This is going quickly, which I'm very excited about because it's really just pouring some concrete. That's all you have to do here. And then, of course, on the left side, they're going to do that side. And then, of course, also looking at the fountain here, you can already see the spot where they're going to put those classic Epcot Center spires that are returning, that will perfectly frame Spaceship Earth. Those are going to look so beautiful. Actually, if you notice in the art, it looks like there's something now in between the three Epcot spires, and I'm really not sure what that is yet. So that's something that I'm kind of interested in. We'll see how that goes. So that's the latest on the Epcot entrance overhaul project. Now let's head over to Ratatouille, where the ride entrance construction facade, it's going so well, and let's see what's going on there. Now we're here on the streets of Morocco, and you might be saying, I thought we were talking about the Ratatouille attraction. Well, we are, because from the back streets of Morocco here, we are here in the Morocco Pavilion. You can see the ride building as we head more towards over here. You can see the ride building for the Ratatouille attraction, and this is because the Ratatouille ride is being built in the plot next to France. So there could have been a country there, but now there won't be able to be one because that is where Ratatouille is going. And honestly, I think that's better than it just not being anything or just being a storage area. So I'm really glad we're getting it. If you go over here, you can see in the distance the ride building over the top over there. So here's the thing about Ratatouille. Right now, if you look at the Ratatouille construction that we're seeing right now, you can see the ride entrance is coming together at a very quick pace. That is where you will enter the attraction. Now, we saw that at the concept art at the D23 Expo, and lately the steel work went up, and it went up extremely quickly, and now just like a week later, already most of the stucco is up. They've been putting up the stucco for a little while now, and it's going to be really cool to see that themed, how they're going to theme the stucco and everything. So you have the whole France Pavilion, and it really fit in really well. I'm really excited for us to see that. And as you can see, it's already coming together. It's already almost there where they can start getting to painting and actually theming it and texturing it. So it looks like you're going back into an old street like we just were with Morocco, except in France. Now, I didn't tease this at the top of the show or in the title or in the thumbnail or anything like that because I want it to be for people who actually watch the video and enjoy the content. But people have been talking to me all day about what do you think about Disney announcing that Brazil is coming to Epcot? And what I have to say to that is, we don't know that yet. Disney hasn't announced that. That's not something that has happened yet. So the thing about the Brazil Pavilion is it has been in the works, and we've known it's been in the works since around 2011 when a news article first broke about it in Brazil, about them being in talks, the government, with Disney. Now, since then, from all the insiders, especially over on the WW Magic forums, we now know that now there is a private sponsor that is funding the pavilion, and that's why we didn't see it way back then when Disney was talking to the Brazilian government, because that fell through, and now there's a private sponsor for the pavilion. And I think the way that Disney's pulling this off is there's going to be no attraction, so that way they can find someone who will be willing to pay for everything else. Once you add in the attraction, then a land gets much more expensive. So we're looking at a Morocco situation, right? Where you have a really nice shopping area, restaurants, and that is what this Brazil Pavilion will offer. So there's going to be a private sponsor, that has been the rumor, and the rumor is that it is going between Germany and Italy, which is where we are headed right now talking about this. So we knew all that already, and we knew that Disney would likely announce it at the D23 Expo this summer. That's all stuff that we heard from insiders who are working on the project or associated with it that are over on the WDW Magic forums. But then what happened is a certain site posted an article saying breaking, Brazil is coming in 2022. And the thing is, it's not breaking because Disney hasn't announced it. They've never announced that, and we don't know if it's happening or not. It has been a rumor all these years, and it is still a rumor. I personally think it's likely happening. 2022 sounds realistic, but the fact of the matter is Disney has not confirmed this. It has not been announced, and according to other insiders I've talked to, it does sound like something that we could hear at the D23 Expo. Maybe Disney announces it before. I don't know why they just wouldn't save it for it, but they announced some other stuff more recently that I'm surprised they announced. We saw, of course, all the stuff with the EPCOT entrance overhaul announced. So point being is, it's likely happening, probably something we'll hear at D23 or maybe even before, but Disney has not announced it yet. So it is not breaking, it is not confirmed, it is not official. It is still a rumor, and a rumor that I hope happens, because just having another pavilion, even without having an attraction or a ride associated with it, I think it's just really good to keep seeing more and more countries come to the World Showcase, because the fact of the matter is there's still a lot of room left, and there's still a lot of ways that they can expand the World Showcase to make it even better than it already is. This right here is where the Brazil Pavilion is rumored to go, where you have Italy to this side and Germany to that side, and that right there is currently where you have the Germany trains area, so they get rid of that, and then that is where the entrance to the Brazil Pavilion would be. What they would do as far as how it would look, what the geological things would be at, I'm not really sure, because most likely they're not going to do a Christ the Redeemer statue. I know when we talked about that on Magic Weekly 144, people said Disney doesn't want to do religious figures, put them in the parks, but there are already 3 religious structures around the World Showcase that are also unique and actually part of the culture of each of these lands, and Christ the Redeemer is one of the icons of Brazil. We already have the Temple of Heaven in China, we also have the Nordic Church. We already have religious structures that are unique and actually a part of the cultures of these countries, not only geographically but culturally. So doing that with the Brazil Pavilion, I think, is something they should do. Although I do understand at face value why some people are saying it does seem like more of a religious figure thing. It's also part of the country, and we already have religious structures around the World Showcase is my point. So before we head over to take a look at the brand new footage of the Space Restaurant, a few other things that happened around Epcot while we were filming this video. One, over at Guardians, there's some building work happening. They're testing a little section. We noticed there were workers on the back corner of the roof where they had work lights and all sorts of equipment. The corner you can see from over by Spaceship Earth. It's hard to see them from this front view, but they are there. Some recently leaked art from Martin on WDW Magic looks to suggest that the exterior design of the Guardians load building has completely changed since we last saw it in 2017. I think this new concept art, if it is real, we'll likely see it at the D23 Expo this summer if it is real. I have to say, it looks a lot better than the previous art. I dare to say this might actually fit as far as how the building works in Epcot aesthetically, where even with the giant spaceship on top, I think the gleaming quality of the structure really gives it that futurism vibe that Epcot so desperately needs back. Although in this case, it'll just be more of an aesthetic futurism rather than anything thematically, which is what we really need. Also, there are workers on top of the Wonders of Life again as demolition continues inside the pavilion as it's transformed into the Play Pavilion. It looks like there still might be some leaks in the roof or something like that because they were up there. Very interesting stuff there. Also, we went over to the Imagination Pavilion, did the ride. We went over to hang out at the fountains after the attraction, which is always so much fun. Very classic Epcot. And I was looking at the blue sky over in the test track direction, turned around, and it was the darkest storm clouds I've ever seen in my entire life over the Imagination Pavilion. It was wild. They were like close to being pitch black. It was incredible. It was so surreal. And I have to say, I got some amazing photos and videos of this for you guys. These are not edited. I did not mess with the exposure or the saturation or anything. This is raw, exactly as we saw it. Pretty incredible. I posted pictures of that on our Instagram and Twitter, and they were blowing up. It was just wild. And as those massive storm clouds started heading over, I thought it would be great if we capped off our night indoors away from all the rain, and that is what we did. We enjoyed sushi at Tokyo Dining with views of illuminations. Also, eating late, the whole park filters out, so by the time we got out, we had this incredible empty stroll that we got to enjoy through Epcot after dark. I had the whole Epcot spine area to myself with the Fountain of Nations going and all the other incredible details that are rumored to be getting hit with the wrecking ball quite soon in the not so distant future as Disney reimagines the spine of Epcot. It was a great day in Epcot, so now let's talk about the Space Restaurant. So here we are outside of the Space Restaurant between Test Track and Mission Space. And looking at this, you see all the cinder block and all the work they're still doing on their cinder block. They're still putting cinder block up. They're actually, I think they're painting it right now. I don't know what they're doing, but if you look over at the scaffolding, you can see there's still a lot of basic construction happening, not, you know, we haven't gotten to theming yet or any of that stuff. Knowing Disney and what we saw with Guardians, they'll probably just paint this whole area, you know, like a dark green over here. So it's probably pretty easy to do. Once they have all the cinder block done, they can just paint it dark green and this area is blended in, you're good to go, because that's a backstage area back there anyways. You won't want people looking this way, you want them looking from over the other way. Here's what's so wild though, Disney says it is going to open this year. And they didn't say that like last year, the year before, and they're just sticking with that date for now before they push it back. They recently, on the Disney Parks blog, announced that it will open this year, which means some significant work has been going on inside this attraction that started construction in 2018. The fact that they're already getting this whole thing built is pretty amazing. And I know that they got the kitchen done pretty early on, and also the main space they got done pretty early on. They've been working on the screens, and then obviously furnishing the inside where you'll actually be eating in the restaurant. But the idea that what we're seeing in this concept art here will be done by the end of this year and open to guests when you're looking at the outside here and it looks like it is a long way to go, I have to say is pretty remarkable if Disney is able to pull this off. So everyone, that's all from Epcot. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe with that notification bell on so you don't miss any awesome on-location videos like these in the future. We have a Villains After Hours vlog on the way. Also, if you'd like to live vicariously through each of the 4 days that I was able to get down there and film all this stuff for you guys, see what I saw on the Mickey Views Instagram, I've taken every single photo and story and video and compiled them all into day-by-day highlights on the profile page there, where you can go through and see everything I was able to experience minute by minute throughout each of those 4 days. So be sure to check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. This is Brayden. Have a magical day.